Okay, last class we were seeing the basic Jenkins installation in EC2 machine, how we are running the Jenkins as a Docker container, and then we were seeing this options in how to configure the initial username, how to install the plugins initially, and we were exploring this managing section, and we were seeing the freestyle jobs. Uh, so let's continue the class from there. So from today, we'll be seeing the pipeline and multi-branch pipelines, and what are the options there in the multi-branch and the normal branch pipeline. Okay, let me take still EC2 instant has been spinned up yesterday, and it's still running. I'm using the same public IP, and I know it is running in 8080. Uh, Yesterday, while we initial setup, I have given a username for myself. I given my username as Satish, and then my password. I set it a password here. I'm using the same password here, and I'm trying to run. It started to run. Yesterday, we know we created two jobs: Phoenix Freestyle and Phoenix Freestyle 0-01. So we made an option like after this job completed, this Phoenix Freestyle job 01 will trigger. So this is what uh, in somebody will ask you what is this upstream project and downstream project. Upstream means for this Phoenix Freestyle 02, this Phoenix Freestyle is the upside project, because without running this project, this project cannot be triggered. For downstream project means for Phoenix Freestyle project, Phoenix Freestyle -01 is a downstream project. After the build of Phoenix Freestyle, this below job will start to run. So that's the meaning of this upstream and downstream projects. Um, so yesterday where we were seeing, so once you go inside the job, then you will see a lot of options here. You see configure jobs. You click the configure jobs. Uh, Yesterday we were discussing about this discard old builds and the options to parameterize the project. Uh, and then what else here, throttle builds and execute concurrent build if necessary options are there. So this GitHub project is just you have to provide the URL, so you can either you can give the GitHub URL from here, or you can give it in the source code management. That's the GitHub project option. So throttle build is within, because there might be a chance you will be triggering the job multiple times uh, within a specific period of time. So if you want to control those limits, that is possible in the throttle build section. Okay, um, what I do is I will modify this build as 3 and then put it in seconds, like I put it in minute. Okay, now what it says, now it option has been changed approximately 20 seconds between builds. That means uh, if you are trying to build this job now, like let me first remove this option, let me show the demo. So what happens, like I am wait, refresh this thing. Now see only the build now option. So if you trigger, uh, it says build is successful. Yeah, one build is happened, and you can trigger again. You say build another build is successful. So two builds are successful. We know in the console outputs it will just print the project things. Uh, but you want to control this limit. You don't want to do the build immediately. Then you have an option called throttle build. In the throttle build, you select the option and then you put like 3. Like throttle means within approximately 60 minutes between builds. So I change this to minute here. Now see approximately 20 seconds between. That means if you try to double click the build, it will work, but it will take 2 seconds to do the build. Okay, that's the meaning of this thing. So what I do is like I don't have this thing here now, so let me put some command like sleep 30 seconds, sleep 30 minutes. Usually the sleep command you use to run a function for a desired amount of time. Okay, sleep 30 minutes, it will, this process will run for 30 seconds. That's the meaning of this thing. I save it now. So I updated my throttle build as 3 and updated to minute. Now I saved it. Now if I try to build now, I click the build now, the build is scheduled. And if I click one more build, you see the build here it is got, it doesn't come up here. Now you see build 7 is already in progress, and this build will not execute, and it will run after the 20 seconds alone. That's the use of this. Now if you see this console output, there is nothing to print, just sleep 30 started to run. So it after the 30 seconds this job will stop running. Now you see after the 20 seconds this build have been started to run. So that's the use of this throttle build option. Now with the same kind of thing, we have one more option. I'm going not going to use this throttle build. I'm going to use the execute concurrent builds. Uh, if you have seen here, like wait, let me remove all the options. Now what I do? Now I try to do build now, and then I click to one more build now. See it, but it doesn't come here. What happened is like build 9 is already in progress. I will wait for 14 seconds. So why it's coming? Uh, because after a build completed, a new build will come. But what will happen in the real time scenario? Um, in the real time scenario, you have only one pipeline here, but you there will be different developers doing your different features. Okay, they will doing feature 1, feature 2 will be there, and develop branch will be there, but you will be having a single pipeline here. Those times you have to trigger the pipeline multiple times, like irrespective of the branches. So those time you have to use the concurrent build. You can like update the configures thing. You can go and set the execute concurrent builds, and then you set uh, and you save it. Now what you do is like if you click build now, so I click double time, see two parallel builds are running in parallel. Previously it was saying like previous build was in progress, so I cannot run the current progress now. But in this case, after I like enable this concurrent builds, this both the builds are started to run. That's the use of this concurrent builds. So mm, and then let's move to let's configure the pipeline now. So we will see rest of the triggers. Still we have some of the options here. We will see only the most useful options. We already covered all the general options, and same code we know. We just paste the URLs, those we thing we'll see. In the triggers there are different triggers are there. We will be seeing that triggers and environments. Few of them I explained in the last class itself, like build periodically, polled SEM, trigger builds remotely, uh, and then these are environments are the general things, and build steps and post build actions. So let me what I do is like today what we are trying to do is like let me first let me create a pipeline. Okay, today I have a project in my GitHub repo which is called I have a project called Phoenix. Okay, so this is my project, and in this project whatever see, so whatever the Python programming files that we have seen yesterday, those are actually I moved it to this Python app folder. So here you see recommender.txt file, docker file, multi-stage, normal docker file, and then this docker compose file, app.py. Everything is actually in the Python app folder. Now we have some files uh, in source test and in docker file. So the basic thing for any Java application for you to explain, so the structure will be mostly going to look like this. Okay, this the project name will be there. Under that you will be having a pom.xml file, and then you will be having a source and test folder. Source means this is your application code. Okay, mostly Java is used as backend. Front end means you will have the UI, you go to browser, you type the domain name, and you will have the UI, and then you you can select the options and you do the login there. But Java is mostly used for backend operations. Okay, so this Java code, whatever I have is like it's simple additional Java code. Okay, I just added sleep here also, so it will run for it will keeps a container to run. So that's the thing. It's just as a Java application. In the test folder, we will have a test case. So for in IT, like any code that you develop, they will write the test cases. Test cases means like you created some function for additional. Okay, this is like for additional. Like for example, like 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. So that's the uh, programming that you have written in the app.java file. So inside the Java in the test folder, I have a file that will actually test if the 5 plus 3 is actually giving the result 8 or not. That is called test cases. So that will be in test folder, and you will have one more file called pom.xml. This is how the basic Java structure will be. In the pom.xml, you will be having the model version, and then group ID, artifact ID, and version. This version means the application version. Like I told, in any IT organization, when we create in coding, there will be like a versioning their code, right? Though this version block points to that one. Okay, so today the versioning is like 1.0.0, but later it can be updated to 2.0.0. This we will be that this versioning will they'll be incrementing. And then artifact ID means your project name. Okay, artifact ID means your project name. Group ID means like your organization name. Okay, so I've just keep it as like com.phoenix. Like, group ID means your organization name. Artifact ID means your project name. So I have all these details in the slide as well. So for the better, when you see the slides, you will get the idea. And then this 17 means this properties means like it's point to the Java version, which Java version we are going to use. And then there is something called dependencies and plugins. Okay, plugin means like similar to the Python app. We in the requirement.txt file we updated this Flask version as 2.3.3. Similar to that, where it went. Hmm. In the pom.xml file, you just specify the dependencies and plugins that you needed for your application. So this Java application needs a dependency of JUnit and the plugin of Maven Surfer plugin. So those things we have mentioned here. So it still contains the same format: group ID, artifact ID, version, and scope. So throughout this Java, if you have some Java applications, you will be definitely having this form.xml, which is called your dependency file. So where you will be specifying all these properties. Okay, mm, that's a basic structure of this one. So we have this entire code currently. I think, yeah, we have the entire code currently in the. Wait, I think I didn't push all the changes. Hmm. Hmm. Let it be. This is the project that we are going to see. Before that, let me go to the browser to go to Jenkins console. Let me start creating a pipeline for you first. Now to explain the basic pipeline, then we will see this project configurations. If you click new item, and then I give some Phoenix pipeline. Okay, Phoenix pipeline, and I select the you can select any of the options. I just select you can either select for multi-branch pipeline and this pipeline. The difference between these pipelines are this normal pipeline, multi-branch pipeline is by the name itself you can see this pipeline only stick to a single branch. Okay, where whatever the branch that you give, but this multi-branch pipeline you can give n number of branches, and this Jenkins file should be present in that branch. That's a recommended thing. Let me go to the pipeline itself, and then I click OK. Now you see the same kind of UI, right? Like the same kind of similar options that we have seen in the freestyle job. Just me give some description to this one. Like I'll give Phoenix freestyle something. I'll give something, and you see same option like discard old bills. Do not allow discard old bills. Like how many bills that you have to keep, and how many days you have to keep these bills. Do not allow concurrent bill means I should not allow parallel bills in these things. So you have an option for that, and then do not allow the pipeline to this project is parameterized. Yesterday we have seen this parameter like twice. We have given like project 1 and project 2, project 3 yesterday. The same options here. Throttle build is there. Just now only we are seeing the same option in the freestyle job. So the important option for you to here is like uh, build periodically. Build periodically, as I said, it's like scheduling a cron job. You have 5 stars, and then if I keep this 5 star, this build will happen, and if I save it, this build will happen for uh, regularly. Okay, like every minute it will start to run. So what I do, I just in the freestyle job, I given the 5 star star star, and then in the pipeline, then you see there is no options are there. There you have an option for pipeline. In the pipeline I just give the instead of pipeline I give there is some sample pipelines are there. So if you click that, you will get this template. Okay, this is the basic template for declarative pipelines. Okay, um, if you see pipeline agent, this how the structure it should be. Pipeline and then agent any. This agent any denotes where my job need to be done. Yesterday I was talking about master and node configurations, where I can run this agent, where I can run this job actually. So agent any means it can run anywhere. You can put it randomly. That's the meaning of this agent any. So you can have these jobs can be running in any of the VMs, or you can have these jobs running somewhere in Docker containers or in Kubernetes containers. That's even possible. That this Jenkins team or CI/CD team will mostly going to be take care. But you just should aware of both these things. And then after immediately that, you will have a stage open for you. Let me write this thing like if not like let me see. Please pay attention. Like how I write, you just take be careful. You just write pipeline, and then open a curly braces, and then open it, and then do write agent any, and then open curly braces, and then enter, and then you have stages here. Uh, like stages. You specify agents any, and then you open write stages, and then you open something, and then you write some stage. You put something here like you put some stage name here. Okay, uh, then I put like some general stage. Okay, and then you open curly brackets again. You write some script here now, and you open it again, and you open a curly bracket, and then you write some sh, and then you do some whatever commands that you want, you can do it here. Echo hello world. You see how I started giving these formats. So you start opening the pipeline and give whatever the agent that you should run. So and then you give stages, open the stages. Here you can have multiple stages here. For now I am giving like after we open the stages, you write a stage. Inside the stage, I opened a script. In a script, this sh means shell, because we know this echo command will work in shell. So that's why I specifying that sh meant like shell. So it knows echo. I this complete thing is in this single quotes, and this whatever the statement that you want to print, it should be in double quotes. That's the format for it. And then what I do, so I just choose to build it periodically. That means every minute it's going to run, and then I save it and wait for the pipeline to run. So let's go to the other build and then see. So in the freestyle job, mm, let me explain some of the options until this build gets or it started to work. Mm. I think in the freestyle jobs we covered all the options. We were seeing these triggers. In the environment, it's just a simple thing: delete workspace before start. That means you have some builds here. Whenever your fresh build is start, it has to delete the previous builds. That time you choose this option. If you have any secrets that you have to pass to the pipeline, that time you pass this environments. You add the use secret values, and from the manage credentials you will have these things. You will add it here, whatever you want, and then add timestamps to the console logs. So whenever we create the output, now you see it started to build here. See, previously like 8:30, now it started to build on the first minute. So the thing is, the build started to work here. So let me complete this. Add timestamp to console output, and then inspect build log for published build scan. It's just gives a scan of the build logs. If any, if you are using like some nav or and those times you will be selecting this option. So that's it about this freestyle job. Let's come back to here. Now you see like in the last 2 minutes, two builds has been happened automatically. But what's the issue here? Let me go here. Let me go. I made some syntax issue. I am pretty sure about that. Let me give to here. Ah, okay. Oh, sorry. I think I have given a wrong spelling here.
If
Okay.
I mentioned all the time itself, but you didn't listen, I think.
What? Can you come again?
I already said that, but you didn't listen. The
Okay.
script spelling is wrong, I think so, like that I said.
Yeah. The like this the syntax is wrong. That I given the script name is wrong. That's the reason it failed. But this build periodically started to run, right. If I do save here, then if I do build now, now you see the build will be succeeded. Yeah. Uh, what is- now it has some other issues. Let me take. I don't think there is syntax issue. Let me copy the code. So you leave it that. You ignore that, and then I copy this and give it here, and then I save. Oh, wait a minute. Like how I do build now. Oh, okay. Yeah. It is sorry. It is giving this groovy syntax. That's the issue. If I give save, if I run now, it's a pretty issue. You ignore that. Let me go to configure. But you got right how to write the syntax. You change the pipeline. You delete this thing. Um, Oh, sorry, sorry. I think I didn't copy it properly. I'm lefting out some. Okay. It's already there. Wait. You ignore this error. Like, what I want to tell is like for each and every build, the pipeline will start to run with this option. That's the use case of this Phoenix. Uh, Let me try to fix this error first. Okay, okay, okay. It should be steps. Okay, 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 okay. I made some syntax issue here. Uh, inside inside steps, you should open the script. Uh, so I mentioned wrong syntax. That's the issue. Now if you save it and then you build now, it will succeed. Uh, to refresh, yeah, it started to run. Then you can see in the console output, yeah, hello world has been printed. So it, now let's move to the next topic. Like if I give configure here, so there is an triggers is there, right? Build periodically. Then there is one more option called build after other projects are built. So this we have already seen in the freestyle project. Like the freestyle after the Phoenix freestyle job run, the Phoenix freestyle 01 has been run. We have seen example for this one, and then this thing we will see. This poly SMS is like it's similar to this GitHub book, but the thing is, it will be run only for some desired actions from the GitHub. Okay, that's the thing of poll ACM. Poll means it will be regularly monitoring your GitHub, and then if you give like some schedule here, you have to schedule like in every 50 minutes or like every 10 minutes you give some schedule. If there is any change in between that in your GitHub repo, if you give add some GitHub repo in between that, if there is any changes, this will start to this will automatically start the build. That's the use of this thing. So now what I'm going to do is like so that's the option that we have here, and then we have this pipeline. So this pipeline either it can be pipeline script, you can write the script here. That's how it has been written now. And let me like add one more stage here. I copy this thing, and then like make I'll do step 2. I put like stage 2 something, uh, and then stage 2. So usually how it looks, okay, it's just like they have like some code checkout here, code checkout, and then they will have build here. You print like a code, build the stage, and then you copy the stage again and you put deploy. Okay, I hope I didn't make any syntax issue now. Now if you save this thing, and I am like unclicking these things, these triggers, and then I'm saving it. Then if you see, if you build now, now you will be seeing a pipeline. Wait, if I click this one, you see allow weld is printed, build stage has been done, and then deploy stage has been printed. So this how the pipeline job usually looks. Uh, so for now, uh, we have explained. I think let me go to my PPT. Mm, we have explained this build triggers, and then we explained this environmental settings, and then we have explained this build steps and post build actions in the freestyle jobs, and then we are explaining this Maven. Okay, let's start with Maven. Okay, so I have a project now. We are like in the Java code, right? So in order for this code to get builder, there is a build tool called Maven. Okay, so what is this Maven means? Like it's a build tool that only supports Java. For other tools, there will be some other build tools or some of the programming language. There is no required to build. Like Python, there is no required to build. You just install the dependencies by using this pip install. That's enough. But this Java actually need to be builded. What this build will give? At the end of this build, it will give you a jar artifact. Okay, that's why we use this Maven thing. So we already I explained the project structure, and in the pom.xml file what are the things will be there, like in the pom.xml, the group ID, artifact ID, version, properties, dependencies and plugins, whatever will be there I explained. The group ID means like your company name, and the artifact ID means your project name, and the version of the application, and Java application dependencies and plugins that we already explained. So there are some commands, okay, for in order you to develop this thing. So um, common Maven commands would be like Maven clean, compile, test, package, install. Okay, what is this command? Commands means it. MVN clean means before you do any builds, you should have this command MVN clean. It will delete the old artifacts in the local repository. Okay, and then compile means it actually compiles. It compiles the Java code. And then mm test means if you have any test cases, that I have a test cases here, right? Like app test.java file. It actually this if I run this test command, it will actually test this app test.java file. So package means like it actually builds the jar file. Install means so like package and install means both are like similar one, but if you do install, it will put the packages to some artifact. If you have some artifact, if you have those extensions in the pom.xml, then it will move that jar file into that artifactory. There are artifactory like Nexus, JFrog are there. We are not covering it, but I'm just telling it. mpn clean is to like delete the old builds. mpl compile is to like really compile the Java code, and then mpm package is to give you the jar file. mpm install means have this jar file somewhere in artifact. mn test to test your unit test cases. So let me so that's the Maven tool use cases. Now what I will do is like I will set up a multi-branch pipeline and then I integrate with my pipeline, and I will show you a demo. Okay. mm, like I click a new item, I click a Phoenix multi-branch pipeline, and I copy it, and then I click the multi-branch pipeline. If you want to like sometime in most of the organizations, they will have the pipeline setup and pipeline settings. I will be already there. So what they will do is like they give a new item and they give an enter new item, and they like copy from the other project. If you give like Phoenix here, see it will populate you to what are the projects that already exist. You can take a copy of that, but there is no multi-branch pipeline here, so I'm not going to copy anything. I choose multi-branch pipeline, and then create I give okay. Now the multi-branch pipeline is created for you. Now you see the options, mostly the options are same, but only few things are going to change here. So the first thing would be like branch source. What I will go do the branch source, I give the description as Phoenix multi-branch pipeline, and I give the display name as Phoenix multi-branch pipeline. First option is in branch source. Branch source will be Git. Okay. You, uh, Currently I don't need any credentials to log in my DevOps project, because if there is any credentials, you just add it, and then it will be like in the Jenkins. If you click there, if there is any username password, whatever your GitHub username password, that you just give the username password and you add it. So this credential should be added here. Currently it's a public repo, this Phoenix project. so I don't require. I just copy the HTTP URL and then come back here, and then credentials are recommended, but there is no credentials here. I just give the repository HTTP URLs and then do validate, and then it is validating. Yeah, credentials are okay, connected to this project. Okay, now discovery branches. Uh, then like wait, let me go. Wait. Kubernetes. I just in the discovery branches in the strategy I click the all branches because I want to click for all the branches, so I'm giving the all branches. So and then you see here already property has been added. All branches get the same property. So after I choose this strategy, this property strategy, this settings is actually applicable to all the branches. That's fine. Then I go to build configuration. What is your script path? So in your code, you should be by default it is checking for the Jenkins file. This multi-branch pipeline is checking for the Jenkins file. But where I will have the Jenkins file, I'm having the Jenkins file in the root folder. The root folder means if you go to the GitHub above, in the first in the initial directory itself, Jenkins file is there. Then you should not modify this thing. If it is under the Python app, you will be adding a like Python app or something. Okay, but right now it's already in the root directory, so I'm giving it Jenkins build itself. Discard old bits we already discussed. We don't need to do any things here. And then you come down, and then you add libraries. Uh, mm, So if there is any thing that you want to add, that you can like any pipeline variables that you want to add, that you can give those things like name and the default version that you think. Currently I don't need to add anything, so I just saving it. So once it's saved, so what's happening here? Let me go to my Jenkins file. Um, See, this is the Jenkins file I have been written. So what this Jenkins file? Obviously this Jenkins file is going to fail because I don't have this Docker credentials created there. I will show you that. Um, so for mm, so now you see my pipeline started with the pipeline section, and I have the agent ID and I have the environments. If you want to declare any variables that you feel that you have to pass to your pipeline, then you will be using the section called environment. So you just give the key value pair. Okay, Docker hub user is equal to so here I have my Docker hub account. If you go for my Docker hub and then up.docker.io. Hmm. If you see, I have logged into up.docker.io. I created an account, and after my account has been validated, I created a repository called Phoenix. My username is DevOps Satish DevOps03, and under that I have a Phoenix repository. Okay, if you currently go inside this, nothing will be there. I know because no images has been pushed it here. Okay, so and then the stages. The first stage would be like checkout. So that's the reason I told to have some IDE in your local. So compared to the IDE from the Jenkins, you see right the colors and the stages are getting highlighted here. If you click the arrow key, you see where this curly brace is started. Those things and all you can see. So what I'm doing is like I'm checking out the code, GitHub. I'm just giving my code link, and then I'm running a unit test. I'm just running a Maven test, and then I'm having a build jar, um, mn clean package hyphen d skip test. Okay, hyphen like mn clean means what we have seen. It will discard the old builds from there. Package means it is going to create a jar file here. Okay, this command after this mn package, it is going to give a jar file for me. And then I have one more stage for docker build hyphen d full image. So I last class itself we told, if in order for you to pass any variables for the Linux, you should have you should be specifying the dollar symbol here. So that's what I specified here. My docker hub account is there. My image name should be follow the same format. Then only I can push my image to Docker Hub. So okay, the Docker Hub user is like suggest DevOps 03 and the slash Phoenix. So if you see, that's how my repository has been created in the Docker Hub. And then image tag. So there is something called where it once your Jenkins server is started to run for any projects that actually running in the Jenkins, you will be having a default variables. Okay, so some variables that use it. Apart from that, there are some certain variables that are exist uh, in the Jenkins itself. Okay, so because I am declaring this, these are like a user defined variables. These are like a system variables. Okay, so these are the variables that are available for me uh, in the Jenkins. So if you see, the one of the variable is a git number, like means when git was running, you were seeing numbers here, right? 1 2 3 4 or something. So these are the things. If you see, like 1 2 3 it is a parameter that I'm going to pass to my pipeline. So I specified the build number here, and then uh, at the final image tag, what I should give my repository name, and in the image tag, right? In the image tag, I'm just giving the build number, and then I do the Docker push. So uh, so you can ask me like, for these things and all, I have written the normal commands only. For steps git, I just added the git directly, and then I by such I added commands. But this one, you can see, right? I have written some kind of syntax here, so you no need to worry about this thing. So for this, what you have to do is like, go for any of the pipeline job, or pipeline job is there, right? You just, oh sorry, you just like uh, come to the any of the pipeline job, and you go to the below, you see, right, pipeline syntax, something getting highlighted for you. If you click that pipeline syntax, a section will be opening for you. There is two things are there. One is snippet generator and declarative directory pipelines. Okay, there are two type in the pipelines that we create itself. We have two kinds of mode. Okay. Mm, in the pipeline which we create, we have two types of mode. One is like scripted pipeline, one is declarative pipeline. If you want some block from scripted pipeline, you will be generating from here. If you want these stages, like these stages, environments and all, you can get the block from this declarative directive generator, like agent any, right? uh, if you see, if you click this directive declarative generator, and then you come here, the first is like agent, right? Any agent on run. Then if you click, see what's the word that you have to add in the declarative pipeline, agent any. Then I click something else. I click environmental variables, and I click environmental variable as like build equal to 1.1, build a number or something I give, and I give it as number, and they give it as 11 or something, or 21 something, and then if you add it, uh, and then you generate the block, you get a block for that. So each and every section that you see in the pipeline, you can generate the blocks here. There are different the things are there. Then if you want to for one for particular stage, you give the stage something. I give the build stages build, and then generate declarative. Ah, then you see, you got the block for that. By using this declarative directive generator, you will get this block. But this block, whatever you see, that I have for the Docker push, I get it here. Currently, there is no Docker has been installed here. So in order for me, so in throughout this pipeline, you can see I am using Docker and Maven, right? For in order for me to use that, by yesterday itself I told you have to install those plugins. So I go to the available plugins. I know I have to use Docker. mm, I have take it like Docker pipeline, build and use Docker containers. The plugin interacts with Jenkins and Docker, and then I click this one. uh, I went to manage Jenkins, manage plugins, where from there Docker and Docker pipeline is there, and then I check for one more plugin called Maven. Maven integration is there, and then I install it. uh, that's it. It is getting installed. It is getting installed. uh, but I know I'm this will not alone work, because what I'm trying to achieve is like, I'm trying to, uh, this is a VM, right? I am running the Jenkins in the Docker container, but what I'm trying to execute here is like, I'm trying to run this Docker commands inside a Docker now. What I'm trying to achieve, like I'm trying to run a Docker command inside a Docker. In order for that to work, we have some additional steps to do. mm, Somewhere added in. So we should be passing the value mounts this as well, because when we were doing this Docker installation, uh, this varda done docker sock is an important file that will be calling to your Docker daemon. So we have to mount this permission as well. So what I will do is like, let this run. Let me go to the putty here, and the putty I will get connected to my pipeline, and then I go to SSH, and then I give auth, and then credentials, and then I give AWS key1 open connect. mm. What I'm going to do is like, I do docker ps, uh, and then I do docker stop. I know even if I stop the container, still it will be there. uh, mm. I do docker rm as well now, because I know all my values are already there, stored in the volumes. So I'll run it Jenkins. Now if I do docker ps, and then if you come to UI, and then if you try to load it, you will not be seeing this as well. See, started to load, the site is not there. Now what I do is like, I will run the docker again. In this docker container, I'm doing a volume mount. It started to run. If you do docker ps, it started to run. If you refresh now, uh, it's there. uh, Jenkins is getting to ready. Wait, let me go. Docker logs, Jenkins. Hmm. Jenkins is fully upon running. Then I go to browser, I click my username. Then you see all the data are there. Even I deleted the container, I know all the contents will be there. And then if you come to, once again, before this verifying these things, what I do, I just go here, and then to go to these plugins, and then I check whether I have my Docker or not. If I type Docker in the available plugins, uh, wait, sorry, in the installed plugins, go for check for Docker. Yeah, Docker is there, and then Maven is there. Yeah, Maven is also now there. Now what we have to do is like, we should create a credentials. What credentials I should create? Here you see, right? Um, Docker certificates. I have put it as a Docker certs, right? So here I have to give my username password. So for that, listen carefully. I click manage Jenkins, and then I go to credentials, and then you click the system thing, and then add domain. Wait, you click this global, and then you add credentials. You see username password, right? Now I'm going to give my username and password. I know my account. is signed with my profile. Let me check my email here. Hmm. So I'm giving my username password here. Username is like Satish uh, DevOps 03. DevOps 03, and I'm giving the password that I saved for Jenkins for Docker up 08, and then I give something called the name similar to here whatever is like Docker up credentials. Uh, if you do Docker up credentials and you create it. See now my username password is set here. Now if you go to any of the pipeline job and then I go to configure and then you go for some. So usually people try to search the syntax from internet or something, uh, or if they know the syntax, they will write something like for in order to get familiarized in the snippet generator. What I do, if you now you see the Docker options are available here. Previously, when we were seeing there is no Docker options available now. Then uh, you ignore this one now for now. Um, Now just keep remember, I have added some syntax here with Docker registry credential ID. In the Docker of credentials, I have given my I added my username password. So for if in order to this pipeline work, I have all the parameters now. I can let me check now what I do. Now I trigger it one more time. I go inside the master and I do my build now. The build is scheduled. Usually you will be seeing some changes, but the thing is usually we see some visualization here. I'm not sure what happened here. Like we are not seeing the stages. Really. Ah, it started to fail. Right. Let's debug this thing. It'll be updated, right? It's referring to some wrong project here. Yeah, right on here. Configure pipeline. What let me do? Let me create a new pipeline here. Um, I create as pipeline 01 here, and then I click uh, pipeline and then click OK. Now what I do from here, um, instead of pipeline from there, I click pipeline from SEM. Now I added git. Now I give the URL here. and it's like branch is like master, and then can spell this as save. Let's see. It will start. Now if I do build now, build is started to settle and fail. Somewhere it's taking the wrong checkout code. I'm not sure. Wait. Sorry, sorry, I haven't pushed my code again. It seems. Sorry. Hmm. Sorry, my pub branch is not published. Oh, sorry. Hmm. It's it was picking up wrong here. Wrong URL here. That's the reason. Now with the URL is updated. Now if you go to Jenkins, now if I trigger the build, now it started to run. Now you can see. Uh, so what happened? What happened here? Like, oh, MEM not found. This is because like we am trying to run it in a container. Maybe it's due to that. What I'll do is like, you can get that issue, right? See, what happened is the pipeline started to run. It's checked out the code, and then it was like MEM test was not running, saying that MEM not found. Even though we integrated Mav integration, it is running in Docker container. Sometimes you will be having issues like this. Now, I do Docker, and then I click bash here. Now I'm inside the container. I do apt install MM. I think it's Maven, yeah. So let me check this error. Hmm. Let me sudo it's not working. Okay, I think we can wind up the class today. We can start seeing this pipeline programming by tomorrow. Okay, I think
Okay, okay.
the issue is like I'm trying to run it in Docker container. I thought of that will be better for us, but some this extension is not downloaded. I will try to figure out. But let me summarize here what we have seen today. So we have seen all the options that we have in the freestyle jobs like general session, SEM, build triggers, what are the environment settings that we have, build steps and post build, and then we were seeing the Maven thing. What is Maven, why it used to for Java thing, and how the pom.xml has been written, and what are the basic commands of Maven. So and then see there are two types of pipeline told, right? Like uh, the same pipeline, whatever the pipeline you create here from the session, uh, like from the pipeline where I create, um, like I do configure. So here you can give this pipeline or you can give the pipeline that starts with node. So this pipeline is very user friendly. Whatever we are writing here, it's easy, right? Its syntax are also easy. But this script pipeline mostly works on Groovy. Already this Jenkins was built in Java. You have to do some pipeline steps similar to this Java coding. So that's what this and scripted pipeline. So mostly nobody will use this, but we're not ignoring it like completely. We will be seeing some stages. We'll using some groovy syntax like this. Like we are having a stage to push a Docker container where we are using this scripted pipeline syntax. So like this, you will be seeing throughout. The format is like declarative pipeline, but somewhere you will be adding some section called inside the steps. You are having scripts where you will having this groovy syntax. So and then uh, this post action and parallel, those things will be explored. This post action is like after the pipeline is in, whatever the action is going to execute, those things will be in post action, and we have seen the environments. So this parallel and then tools after the pipeline demo tomorrow we can see it. So this is same the declarative pipeline that what we are trying to run here. And this snippet generator what I where I told that we get this syntax. So that option we explored. um, we will set up this project tomorrow, and then what are the useful variable environmental variables are there. We were just exploring in env vas html file, that also we have seen today. And the difference between the pipeline and multi-branch pipeline, that also we seen today. Tomorrow we will run this pipeline and we will create one more server for sonar cube, and we will integrate with sonar cube. So those things we will see tomorrow.